Gemini, how are you guys doing? So I pulled out a card for you to prepare for your reading, and you guys have hope. This says, I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. So you guys are being called to have hope this week with whatever you guys feel like you're struggling with, have no idea how to deal with the situation. God has your back. The universe has your back here, guys. So let's dive a little bit more into your reading and see what's going on for you. All right, let's dive in for my lovely, lovely Geminis. How are you guys doing? All right, let's see. For Gemini, please, Spirit, what's going on for them this week? Right, you have deep knowing. So some of you are very intuitive already. Some of you have got very intuitive ideas at the moment. Potentially to do, okay, before I dive straight into everything, when the deep knowing card comes in, it is a really, really, really good sign that you guys already know what action to take this week. Okay, it's just about trusting in your divine guidance to kind of take that leap of faith or go towards whatever it is you need to go towards. Yeah, you have the second chakra, which is all about your desires and your feelings deep down. So when a chakra card comes into your reading like this, it means that that area might be blocked, okay, or maybe overactive. So it's a really good time to kind of focus on this. It can also be like desires, like sexual desires as well, or anything to do with that. But let's dive a little bit deeper. Deep knowing, trust your intuition, take action on what you're feeling guided to do. You have faith. A lot of you guys are becoming a lot more connected to your faith, to what it is that you are looking towards for hope, for healing, for guidance, mysticism, absolutely, right? And then you have impatience here, which is normal. It's not coming up yet, but it does feel like maybe you guys are going through a little bit of like an intense or tense time, because we have all of this thing which is about you connecting to spirit. And I do feel like you are doing that because you want to have a stronger connection to spirit. But sometimes when you feel really, really stuck or really worried, that's really when we start to call on our spirit guides even more. It's like, oh no, I really need you right now. I don't really know what to do. They're here, they're around you, as you can see here. Just a little confirmation that your spirit guides and God and whatever is all around you. You might feel that already, but because of this impatience, I'm seeing that you want something to work out, or you want some guidance here. It is coming in divine timing. It's what happens when you call upon angels. It happens in their timing. They can see a lot farther than we can, but you're feeling a bit impatient, all right? Because it's not happening in the timing that you wanted to, you're starting to doubt, okay? So that's why faith is here as well. Have faith, not fear, all right? Don't block your own blessings by trying to rush things or force things in a timing that they cannot happen in, all right? But let's dive a little bit deeper, because again, it's still very vague at the moment. Let's see for my lovely Geminis. What is that? Let's see for Geminis. What messages do they have, please? Master Manifester jumped on top of faith. Whatever it is that you are manifesting, it is absolutely happening. This week you have focus. You're being called to focus here. And I just had to pause the reading because this came out with my camera just shut off. So apologies for that. So you have focus and fear. So fear coming under impatience doesn't surprise me, okay? It's just you're feeling a bit worried. But let's dive a little bit deeper into this. So Master Manifester sits here and says, congratulations, you made it. Everything is possible. Always know that you can. So when you connect to your faith, when you have a strong empowered feeling that you can do anything, and you will start to manifest things a lot faster, by the way. Then you have focus. This says, know what you want, believe you'll get it, and manifest now. So they kind of go hand in hand. In order to manifest, we have to be focused and have faith and not fear. All right. This says everything you want is on the other side of fear. Fear comes up to be let go. Let's dive into your tarot, because I have no idea what's going on here. Right. Let's see for you guys. Let's hope. Oops, my other deck is falling apart over here. Right. Let's see what's going on for you guys this week. For Geminis, let's see overall energy for the week. The strength card, love that energy, being strong, being empowered, balancing your energy. I love the strength card because it always reminds me of a rock. Like literally an image of a rock comes up in my head when the strength card comes in, which means that this week is going to be a solid week. So that's good news, even if it doesn't feel like it. Now it's Leo energy. It's all about your confidence, your courage to do things. So for a lot of you, you have to call upon your strength and your courage to potentially go after something this week that maybe you're fearful of. Okay, because you have fear, don't worry, you have strength to kind of balance out that energy here. So whatever it is that you're worried about, you will persist ferociously by dealing with it with strength. Okay, you have what it takes to get through something. But again, very vague. I wonder what's going on for you. Let's see Gemini's energy this week. We will clarify all of this. Your energy is the Page of Swords. Now this is interesting because there's a few ways that it resonates. Number one is maybe you guys are a little bit triggered this week. Okay, because Page of Swords to me sometimes is a bit of like a wounded inner child, you know, parts of us that might just want to lash out or give somebody a peace of mind, you know. So just pay attention to that and how you are reacting, and whether it is based off of your own inner wounds or whether it is coming from a place of truth and clarity. So just pay attention to your words and maybe even your way of thinking this week as well. Now, outside of that, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Page of Swords can come in when we're a bit curious. Okay, it is all about being a detective and diving deep and going through all the layers here. So because it's coming up in your energy, Gemini, you could be feeling super curious, and it's a really amazing time to learn something new. Okay, to kind of dive deeper into some new information and new knowledge. So really good time for education, or you know, just researching online or diving deeper, asking the big questions to people. Could even be communication here, asking people advice. Just be discerning about what advice comes your way, of course. Take what resonates and leave the rest, as always, because you do already have a deep knowing deep down. I'm getting the sense that somebody out there knows already what they need to do, but you almost need somebody else to say it. That's probably why you're here on tarot readings, by the way, because that happens. Like you almost feel like you need somebody to confirm it for you, and I don't know why I'm picking up on that. Because again, with that deep knowing, you already know, but you need something to help you get some inspired action or like motivation or like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm right. You know, you kind of feel like you need to hear from somebody else. So I would say with that, maybe you need to trust yourself and your intuition a little bit more, because you do have mysticism here. All right. Which is interesting. Let's dive a little bit deeper into some more for you. Let's see what is going on this week in terms of what is the potential blockage or challenge for Gemini. Five of Swords. So your potential blockage or challenge could be some sort of conflict. All right. This can always be like past events can sometimes come through that might be challenging you still. The Five of Swords could be a little bit of a disagreement or an argument. All right. Just again, watch your words. It's the second card that comes in. It's kind of confirming that. Pay attention to your words. We don't want to say things just out of anger and out of spite that might come back and bite us in the ass a little bit at the end. You know, it's kind of like just doing things just to win the battle but ending up losing the war. You know, if you don't lose your cool, stay strong. Anyway, so the Five of Swords being about conflict, maybe you have to walk away from something. Sometimes that card comes in as that, but I will dive a little bit deeper to see what this is for you guys. All right, but as you can see, you're kind of having to take three swords with you. And leave the rest. And it is a card of feeling defeated. There is something that's making you feel defeated here. However, again, you may lose the battle, but don't worry, you may end up winning the war in the end. I almost feel like I want to say it's not a sprint, it's a marathon for a lot of you guys. If it's career that you're dealing with and you end up facing some kind of rejection here, you're not the first sign. I've just done you, Aries and Taurus. All of you have got some kind of like rejection of some sort, or protection is protection at the end of the day. So whatever is not working out, trust that it's guiding you somewhere else to a different door. Okay. Because that is a card of feeling defeated, but I'd be very curious to find out what it is about. So let's carry on with the rest of your cards so that we can clarify in a second. So keep with your hope. All right. Keep going with your hope. Right. Let's see what's going on in the environment of Gemini this week. The Nine of Pentacles is pretty awesome, actually. This is still a card of stability. So financially, maybe things are going really well, all right, or you're working on it, working on balancing and saving up that money up here. And it is a really good card for budgeting. like where you're putting your time and energy as well. Pentacles can represent resources, and of course your time, your energy are also your resources. So you're paying more attention to what you're giving out there and what you're retaining, and it looks like you are trying to build something up here. Really good for those of you who want to save up money. The Nine of Pentacles is also a really nice card about kind of being able to kind of rest and relax a little bit or find some hobbies. So I feel like for you guys this week, maybe that's why your sacral chakra is here, because for a lot of you, maybe it's about finding things that bring you passion and desire. All right, maybe things that make you feel, yeah. They're referencing to me like to do with goals though. So it's not just, I feel like you guys need to be driven by something, Gemini. You guys are a Gemini, right? I'm speaking to people whose brains are like this all the time. You guys are, I also reference you as like, not a body of waves. I'm always seeing like you skip on top of the water. So you'd like to dive deep a little bit until it's time to change the subject. Because you're getting a bit bored with something. So you guys really do need passion and desire, especially if you get bored easily. So I would really say it's time to find things that make you feel joy. I don't know why I'm saying that, because it looks like she's gardening in her free time and that brings her joy. So for a lot of you, I feel like that could be some things that you need to work on this week. Again, we'll clarify that, but the Nine of Pentacles is all about self-sufficiency, independence. It's also, again, about financial independence as well. So it's really about being strong and stable within yourself. It's good because it's come up underneath strength, so it looks really awesome with that. Alrighty then, let's see what's going on internally for Gemini. Judgment. You guys are going through a big major release at the moment. This does come up when it's time to end out or close out a chapter here. It can be a good card of forgiveness and release because it's going on within you. And sorry, my emails are going off here. It's just like some random junk mail too. I need to turn my laptop down, but judgment comes in when it's time to release and surrender and let go. And for you guys, this is going on within you. So you are kind of releasing maybe things like impatience or, you know, maybe some resentment, maybe even as well. Like you are releasing or triggered energy because it's coming up underneath the Page of Swords. If you did resonate with feeling a bit triggered and kind of feeling like you want to just react and swing the sword around so you can see me here, without thinking, okay, why does this affect me so much? Why do I feel so strongly about this? It's really good to be curious about yourself. But anyway, judgment comes in as like, okay, I'm going to set myself free from this so that I can move forward and have a new chapter. It's about releasing an old one so that you can have a new story for yourself. So that's going on within you, which is pretty awesome. All right, with that judgment card here. But we do have to let go of something in order to move forward, whatever it is for you, potentially fear, because that is coming up for you guys here. And it makes sense. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Fear comes up to be let go. It does feel like that's what you guys are doing. But again, we'll dive a bit deeper into that. All right, let's get you one more as advice from Spirit this week for Gemini. Please, advice, the Knight of Cups. Being vulnerable, wearing your heart on your sleeve here. Okay, the Knight of Cups being as your advice. It is in a few ways, I feel like I want to say it could be a really good time to extend out your feelings and emotions to somebody. Because you have the Five of Swords here as well, I'm not going to lie, this does look like potentially if you've had an argument with somebody who you love and you care about, and it was just something really, stupid, but you said the wrong things. The Knight of Cups, sorry for that. The Knight of Cups can be about apologizing, at least if it's just for your side. Like maybe it's about extending yourself out to say, you know what I said, I didn't mean it. Okay, but that's just for a few of you. The Knight of Cups is still the same message about kind of wearing your heart on a sleeve here. So as advice, and actually I love this card for this. I always say that that lake here, cards come to life for me. I always say that the Knight of Cups looks like it's going through the lake to get to the other side. And that is feelings of anxiety and worries and stress, whatever it is, like it's going through an emotional barrier is what I call it. And most of the time, anxiety is the thing that really does block us from going to the other side. It's like the anticipation of what's on the other side. It's the unknown, it's new territory. I don't know what it's going to be like. So for a lot of you, you could be feeling guided towards something completely new, and it makes sense. You're manifesting it already. But of course, it does call for you to release certain feelings like fear and anxiety so that you can actually have this new thing. And it does require you to be vulnerable. All right. To enter this new way of being requires you to be completely different, right? And it's a vulnerable thing. You might face judgment. You might face rejection in some way in this new chapter, in this unknown. However, it's about doing it anyway. That's the vibes I'm getting anyways. And also it's about filling up your own cup. So it's a really good time to tap into your feelings and emotions and make sure that you are moving forward from a state of love and emotional balance. So let's go in and actually clarify all this stuff for you. Let's see what it's going to say. Let's get and again, it's coming through. It's an email from Sony. So random. Right. Anyways, so I'm going to put that away. I wasn't ready. Right. I'm getting distracted by the emails. Right. So why is strength here for Geminis? Look at that. As your overall energy this week, the Magician and the Ace of Cups, all about manifesting, and it could be coming from a place of love or something that you will love to do. It's a new emotional beginning, okay? And it's coming through as a rock here. So you have strength and courage to push through, to either have this beautiful sense of self-love, this new loving state of being, or to attract in love into your life. What is the best way of manifesting though? By acting as if it's happening already. By you embodying that energy of what it is that you're trying to attract. So if you're attracting in the love of your life, you need to become the love of your life to yourself first, right? You have to give love out to the universe, aka also within you too, in order to have it come in faster, right? So with strength, all about courage. Maybe for some of you, it is about extending out your heart again to somebody. For others of you, though, it's just tapping into loving yourself enough to be strong to pursue a certain manifestation as well. I feel like that's a message for you. You know, where they're kind of giving me something that is really quite long to explain, Gemini, but it's almost like the rewards always have to be better than the consequences. In our mind, we're always going to stay away from things that cause hurt, even if it's just discomfort. And move towards things that bring pleasure, right? Pleasure and pain are the things on the scales that they're trying to show me to tell you. So what happens is when our pleasure is a comfort zone and our pain is what's on the other side of that, you know, in the unknown, the other things that we want, even if you believe that whatever it is, this, I don't know, fame, fortune, stability in your life, even if it'll bring you some sort of pleasure, the pain of coming out of this comfort zone will still make it feel unbalanced. You have to kind of want it enough that staying where you are is where the pain is, and the pleasure is all on the other side of fear, right? So that's a good way of looking at it if you need that help to manifest. Okay, whatever. And also, when you really, really need something and you are not accepting failure because, I don't know, it's almost like a painful situation. When you have courage, I don't know what I'm trying to say to you, but it's almost because if you want something enough, you will go after it. So you need to find a way to want what it is that you want so much that it becomes more painful if you don't have it in life. Anyway, right, let's look at the Page of Swords. I don't know what they're talking about to me, but I hope it makes sense to somebody, right? Page of Swords. I always feel so stupid, but I get comments that they're completely resonate with me. You don't need to worry about it. But to me, I'm yapping, right? Let's see. Page of Swords in Gemini's energy. What is this here for? Why is this here? The Seven of Pentacles. So kind of very similar to Taurus, actually, where it was speaking about maybe you've been working on something for a really long time. It could be yourself, could be your finances. And it may not feel like things are really growing right now. And that, it's a really good time to examine whether it's, worth our time and investment, whether there's something else that we can do. Because the Page of Swords is here, this could be a really good week for you guys to really dive into what you're trying to work on or find results in: finances, career, personal development, relationships, whatever. There is a way to make this better without having to give up on it. Okay, and that's where impatience is here for. It's saying don't just scrap everything. Seven of Pentacles can come in as should I just give up? Is this ever going to work out for me? I've been already doing this for so long and I'm not seeing results to it. But it's almost like you have to kind of change something, and maybe you already have, but it might not be the right thing. So Page of Swords comes in asking for you to dive deep into information. It's a great time to read things about whatever it is that you're trying to grow or evolve. If it's finance books, If it's books written about people who inspire you in your industry to get better about what it is you want. If it's education, if there's anything that you can research or gain information from that might help you find the answer to improve something, then it does feel like it will happen for you guys this week. All right, same within yourself. Maybe there is something that you might need to really dive deep into that might help you understand where there's been a blockage to some growth within or without, okay, whatever it is to you guys. Right, then you have the 5 of Swords. Let's look at what this is. The Hierophant. It could be, again, a relationship. Maybe there's been a disagreement, or might be this week, all right? Because the Hierophant is here, and I did feel like this is something that will be made amends anyways, only for those who need it, only for those who resonate with this message. Okay, it's not going to be for everyone, but if that rings true to you, and it's not, of course, a toxic relationship, it just feels like you both might be going through something at the moment, because the Hierophant is like, it's a strong commitment, right? It's marriage. 5 of Swords, I don't know, let's look at that one more time. As a blockage, 5 of Swords, please. And the Fool. So it's like taking a leap of faith, okay? A new journey. Now, there's a few ways I will resonate this with, because it's going to be very different for everybody. If it's a relationship, you've had a falling out with somebody who you had some kind of commitment with, I do feel like there is going to be a stronger commitment coming through with that, okay? And with the Fool card, again, it feels like just kind of maybe taking a leap of faith into having a commitment with somebody, or apologizing or whatever. Not going to be everyone's message though. If it's outside of relationship, it's really about, maybe you've dealt with some sort of defeat lately, or maybe within this week, but I feel like, again, they're saying don't give up on this. It's a defeat, yes, but it's not the end of the war. Like, there is still another battle ahead, but not a battle. You have the Hierophant and the Fool. Take a leap of faith, trust in yourself. It's a really good time to take a risk or do something risky, but not in a bad way. Whether it's something, again, that's outside your comfort zone, and committing to it. Could even just be, do you know what, I've just dealt with so much crap in my life. Maybe an argument tips you over and goes, you know what, screw it, like I'm not dealing with this stuff anymore from this point forward. I'm never accepting any less than what I deserve. I'm not accepting any of these crappy offers that I'm getting from work or whatever. Like, it almost feels like something is pushing you to the edge of going, actually, this new beginning is going to be completely different. Like, I'm not doing that again, which is interesting. And it could be the same in a relationship, by the way, as well. Maybe an argument makes you guys realize that, actually, oh, you know what, we keep doing that, and it's just, I've had enough of it now. Like, let's do it differently. Because I'm not seeing an ending here, by the way. I'm seeing a release, but just for those who need to hear that clearly. But anyway, the Fool in the Hierophant looks great. It looks like a lot of happiness up ahead when you do something completely different, right? The Fool takes a leap of faith into a new journey, into a complete new thing. So for a lot of you, this feels quite good. Right. Let's look at the 9 of Pentacles. I was excited for this one. What's going on in Gemini's environment with the 9 of Pentacles? The 5 of Swords again, but reversed here. That's interesting. Let's get one more for that. The Death card. So death and rebirth. There is an absolute change that's coming through. Now, mysticism, again, it could be an unexpected visitor coming through. Not only is it a really good card for intuition, but in this card, in the story of this card, it also speaks about like somebody who's like uninvited, or an unexpected visitor, right? Sorry, my deck is it's really frustrating me how it looks wonky. But anyway, 5 of Swords reverse. Again, it could be somebody coming back around again that you were not expecting. All right. With the death and rebirth, though, again, it feels like things are very different here in your environment. So whether you start changing the way that you handle money, with your resources, your time, and your energy, something is definitely changed for some of you. If it's a person, you both are very different now. Things will never be the same again when the death and rebirth card is here. All right, because it's death and rebirth, right? Something is completely transformed and moving forward. It'll never be the same. It will just be different, and maybe even better. Because you have the 9 of Pentacles, you are actually entering a chapter of your life where there's a lot more financial freedom, a lot more independence from you, okay? And a lot more results. 9s are usually about rewards and results. So that's coming through for you here. And investing more in yourself as well, okay? Anything else I can get from that? In the environment of Gemini this week, the Four of Cups, yeah, kind of similar to what I was saying about if you're feeling bored, it's a really good time to get into some sort of hobbies as well. Four of Cups. Kind of feeling a bit dissatisfied and kind of feeling a bit like you want change, but not really doing much with it. It's a really good time to get into a hobby or something that makes you feel like you're growing and evolving. Like really good habits would really be quite good for you. But it does feel like you're reaching a point where you're like, you know what? I feel defeated. I'm changing everything for myself. So I kind of like that. Of course, not the feeling defeated part, but you know, I think sometimes life does that where it's like you're not changing by yourself. So the spirit's like kind of frozen like a spanner in the works to get you to move a little bit. Judgment. Let's see what this is about here. Why is Judgment here in the position of the inner world of Gemini this week? The Queen of Cups. You guys are learning how to balance your feelings and emotions. Again, a Queen of Cups being about somebody who's super intuitive, nurturing, and kind, which is coming up under your energy, with mysticism being about your intuition and the mystic side of yourself and faith. Both of these are purple. Both of these are, what do you call it? They're your crown chakra. So you guys could be receiving a lot of downloads and messages from the universe at this time to help you release something. It could be like subconscious fears. It could be something in the subconscious mind here. Deep feelings and emotions that might still be lingering there. It's a really, really good time to tap into that, to release it once and for all. Okay, so that you can have more faith and release any fear. All right, so that you can forgive and move forward, whatever it may be for you, different for everybody. But the Queen of Cups is really about getting into balance with your feelings and your sensitive side. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a blessing. Right, the Knight of Cups as advice for Gemini. Why is this here? The Queen of Swords. That's very interesting. The Devil as well. Now that's very, very interesting. And I will explain why. Because the Knight of Cups being your advice, Four of Swords, healing something. Now, for some of you, okay, now it's just might not resonate with everyone, but whether you're dealing with somebody here, you have the Devil and the Queen of Swords. Now, this could be the way that you may have been taught to be, or it could be someone outside yourself, okay? Because your advice is to wear your heart on your sleeve, to be vulnerable, to be young, to be youthful, to not worry so much about, who's gonna not like you, or who doesn't agree with you. It's about kind of following your heart and going where you feel led to go. And you do have a deep knowing. You have very strong intuitive cards coming through, feeling like you are being called somewhere. Now, the Queen of Swords can be a side of yourself that is critiquing yourself. Now, it's not to be blamed. A really good part of doing shadow work is not by dismissing it and shaming our shadow side, that part of ourselves. It's actually by embracing and understanding it. We all seek to be understood at the end of the day, right? Because the Queen of Swords actually has that cup here, almost behind bars. Her heart, her emotions, her love is behind bars, almost in punishment mode. Because for some of you, maybe you were punished for feeling a certain way, or for wearing a heart on your sleeve, or for being open and vulnerable, or expressing yourself. Maybe along the way you met a very narcissistic person who used that. Maybe you met somebody who's super cold and super hurt in life, and they because they could not express their own feelings, they shunned you for having them. Like whatever it is, this person's dealing with a devil, which is usually, again, about fears. And also to do with yourself. I feel like the Queen of Swords, if it's you, you've had to protect yourself in life, right? And for a lot of you from a young age. So that devil being there is almost like keeping you in a box. Spirit really wants you to wear your heart on your sleeve, to move away from fear. To go into the unknown, to have hope on what's on the other side. But the devil is like kind of telling you to do things in a very logical way. And I would say I don't like that way for you this week. A lot of this is about your intuition, your subconscious mind. It's all about emotions, right? This is coming from a place of fear. So again, for some of you, maybe you have a little bit of pride. That can also be the devil energy. If that Knight of Cups is about an apology here. For some, again, that's not going to resonate with everybody, by the way. I'm not telling you to apologize to a horrible person. Not the case. maybe it's about moving forward and choosing love outside of that, you know. The Queen of Swords and the Devil. Again, because you're advised by your heart on your sleeve, I would say that the Queen of Swords and the Devil are kind of an energy to avoid. If it's a person, avoid this person like the plague is what they're saying, because this person is heavily ruled by a shadow force is what they're saying to me. I don't know what that means. Very heavily troubled. Their mind is being programmed, I'm hearing. Maybe by somebody else. That's really random. I don't know what I'm talking about, but... And if this is you, really good time to understand that you're being controlled by fear. It's keeping you in a box because you're fearful. It's a bit sad, whatever that is. I don't know exactly what it is. I wish I could dive deeper. We're already half an hour in, damn. Don't chain your cup up. And like we said earlier, Ace of Cups and the Magician, that's how you're going to manifest the things that you desire. It's not from maybe how you were taught or what your fear is telling you to be like. Don't go cold on yourself or on life. All right? Because that Devil is saying it's much easier to close yourself up again. You know, don't be vulnerable. Never go into love again. Never have hope. Never have dreams. Whatever it is. Like, it's almost like, I don't know. I just don't like this energy. It feels like you have to protect yourself, but really what you're protecting yourself from is what's telling you to close yourself up. I didn't know. Right. Anyway, that's your reading, my angels. I hope it makes sense to those who it needs to resonate with, of course. So if it does, please let me know, because I'd be very interested to know. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I send you my love. I wish you all the best. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you guys next time. All right.